Hello, my friends. In 1903, two bicycle mechanics from Ohio convinced themselves they could fly. Most people thought they were fools, chasing something that had defeated 2,000 years of failed attempts. 12 seconds and 40 feet later, Wilbur and Orville Wright changed the world forever. That 12 seconds did not happen because of luck. It happened because two ordinary men dared to dream something so big it kept them awake at night, tinkering in a bicycle shop while everyone around them called it impossible. So what actually separates the people who transform their lives from the people who spend a lifetime standing in the same place? It is not talent. It is not luck. It is not even opportunity. It is a dream, one so big it scares you, excites you, and refuses to let you sleep comfortably at night. Most of us are taught to be realistic. Do not expect too much. Do not aim too high. Stay inside the lines. And slowly, without noticing, we shrink our ambitions to fit our circumstances until we convince ourselves that greatness belongs to someone else. But every invention, every breakthrough, every extraordinary life started out looking impossible to the people watching from the sidelines. Dreaming big is not about fantasy. It is about giving your life a direction bigger than your current reality, about seeing a door where everyone else sees a wall. The moment you let yourself dream bigger, you start walking differently, deciding differently, living differently, because now you have something worth chasing. Your dreams are not accidents. They are invitations, pointing toward the person you are capable of becoming. A big dream does not guarantee success. What it guarantees is that it will turn you into someone capable of creating it. Big dreams build a bigger you. Most people think dreams exist to change their circumstances. The truth is, dreams change the person carrying them first. The moment you start dreaming beyond your current reality, your questions change. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" you start asking, "Who do I need to become to do this?" Think of it like training for a marathon. Nobody runs 26 miles on day one. The training does not just prepare your legs for the race, it rebuilds your lungs, your discipline, your tolerance for discomfort. By race day, you are not the same person who signed up months earlier. A big dream works the same way. It demands more of you than you currently have, so it forces you to grow into someone who does. A seed cannot become a tree. While staying a seed, it has to break apart first. The same is true for you. Your old excuses, your fears, your comfortable limits have to crack before a stronger version of you can emerge. People often want the results without the rebuilding, success without growth, the harvest without the planting. It does not work that way. The dream you are chasing becomes the resistance training for your own potential. And the strength you build along the way is the one thing nobody can ever take from you. It is the same principle a weightlifter knows instinctively. Lift a weight your body can already handle, and nothing changes. Lift one slightly heavier than what feels comfortable, and the muscle is forced to adapt. A dream works the same way on the rest of your life. The size of the dream is not really the point. The size of the demand it places on you is the point. Because that demand is exactly what builds the bigger version of you. Your circumstances are not your forever. One of the costliest mistakes people make is mistaking a snapshot for the whole film. They look at today's struggle and assume tomorrow will look identical. History keeps proving otherwise. J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter pages as a broke single mother surviving on welfare. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty, facing more hardship before age 10 than most people face in a lifetime. Their starting line was never a prediction of their finish line, it was simply the place they happened to begin. Meanwhile, plenty of people start with every advantage, resources, education, connections, and never go anywhere, because they stop believing change is possible. The difference was never the starting conditions. The difference is whether you keep moving once you are in motion. Your current reality is one frame in a much longer film. Skills can be learned, confidence can be built, opportunities can be created. The only thing that truly seals your fate is the decision to stop trying. As long as you are still learning and still moving, your story is still being written. Fear grows when dreams shrink. A lot of people believe playing small protects them from fear. Stop aiming high and you will stop feeling anxious, or so the theory goes. But fear does not vanish when dreams shrink. It just changes shape. Instead of fearing failure, you start fearing regret. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, you start wondering what could have been. Picture two versions of the bun. Same person at 80 years old. One tried and failed at the big dream and can still tell you exactly what they learned from it. The other never tried at all and can only wonder. Failure leaves a story. Regret leaves a silence. That silence is the real tragedy, not the failure people are so afraid of. If your dream does not scare you a little, it probably is not stretching you enough. Courage was never the absence of fear. It is taking the next step while your knees are still shaking. Think of the person who is terrified of public speaking but still walks on stage with a trembling voice. By the third or fourth time, the trembling has not disappeared completely, but it has gotten smaller because the fear was never going to leave on its own. It only shrinks when it is repeatedly outvoted by action. That is the good news hidden inside fear. It behaves like a muscle under load. It gets weaker the more you push against it. Every action you take chips away at its grip. The goal was never to eliminate fear. The goal is to stop letting it drive. Big dreams make the struggle mean something. Life gets exhausting fast when you do not know why you are enduring it. Early mornings feel pointless. Sacrifices feel unfair. But the moment there is a purpose behind the effort, everything shifts. The same struggle that once felt unbearable starts to feel worth it. Think about the difference between running on a treadmill and running toward a finish line you can actually see. Same physical effort, completely different experience, because one has a destination and the other does not. That is what a dream does to hardship. It does not remove the climb, but it gives the climb a reason. There will be seasons where the results are invisible. You work hard, see no reward, and start to wonder if any of it matters. In those seasons, the dream is your anchor. It reminds you that growth happens underground long before it ever breaks the surface. Just because you cannot see the roots does not mean they are not spreading. Your dream can become someone else's permission slip. Most people underestimate how far their journey actually travels. They think their dream only affects them. But every act of courage creates a ripple. A parent who refuses to quit teaches their child what perseverance looks like before a single word is spoken. A co-worker who rebuilds after a setback becomes proof for everyone watching that setbacks are not endings. The world is full of people quietly waiting for permission to believe in themselves, and sometimes that permission arrives simply by watching someone else refuse to give up. Your dream was never only about your own destination. It is about who is watching and what they decide is possible for their own life because of what they saw in yours. Dreaming big was never about fame, money, or applause. It is about refusing to live smaller than your own potential, about honoring what is actually possible for you instead of settling for what is simply comfortable. Remember the two mechanics from Ohio. They were not chosen because they were special. They were chosen because they refused to put the dream down, even when it cost them money, time, and the patience of people who loved them. Nobody remembers how many times their early gliders crashed into the sand. Everyone remembers the 12 seconds that followed. So, dream past your fears. Dream past your circumstances. Dream past whatever the people around you have decided is realistic. Because the size of your dream determines the size of who you become while chasing it. And one day, looking back at the life you built, you will realize the moment everything changed was not the moment you arrived. It was the moment you dared to believe something greater was already yours to claim.